Okay, so let's pick up where I left off. I have the table. I have input, which is the x value, output, which is the y value at that x location. Let's unlock, pick up an addition object, a plus, and say 48. Let's do another number to see my output. And let's hook up a make note and note out. We go through and hook back to note out. So a number in the make note is going to generate a note on and off pair with the note number and the velocity. Lock patch, select, I can go through the minor seventh chord, right? Anytime I can generate numbers, I can control the repetition with metro. Done it before with the random object. I'm going to start with a counter this time. This is a new object. So let's unlock, bring this in, condense a little bit. So counter counts bang messages, really any input, and moves incrementally between a minimum and a maximum value. So let's have a counter, and let's go from 0 to 4. That matches up with the locations in the table. Now I can change these with inputs, but for now I'm just going to make it match up. I'm going to borrow from my previous patch a metro automation. Let's borrow my unlock it key, select, toggle to metro, and the bang. And then move over here, paste it. Now you never really can control where it goes, so just grab it while it's still highlighted. I'll bring it over here. I've blown things up a little bit. I need more room. Condense them a bit. And the bangs, you can come over here to the counter. And now, if I lock my patch, hit the space bar, let me hook up. Let's change. I want this to go a little faster. So let's make the metronome 500 and the note value durations to be 250. Or I could do this with number boxes and divides, but I'd rather just keep that out of the patch for now. Lock patch. And you're hearing some really high notes and something bad happening. So I'm going to go to my other patch and close it because it's playing too. It's also looking for the space bar. So let's get it out of here. Back to here. Stop it. Okay. And it works really well. Just counts through. It's going through. Show you some more things I can do with the tables. I can change it even while it's playing. To a dominant 7. Back. Diminished 7th chord. Put it back. Minor 7th chord. Stop it. All right, so counter just takes me through in a sequence. Plays the note out. Going through adding 48 to the data coming out, I've got the octave. So I can also get keyboard input. I'm just leaving that out for now. Let's add the random control. Random. Let's make it be 5. 0 to 4 is its output. And we'll break this. I can select the patch cord and grab the little red dot and move it over. Now, if I start, hit spacebar, I'm getting the cord played in random values. Speed it up just a little bit again, or a lot again. Select the patch cord, move it over. Still not quite the German techno speed, but you get the idea. Okay. So now, what I'd like to be able to do is move back and forth between them. Let's break the connection to the counter, and I'm going to put in a graphic gate. Put it in over here. New object, G-gate. This user interface object, it takes a control, which we're not going to work right. We're not going to use, because we can also click on it. And it takes an input, routes it to one of two outputs, depending on the state. And you can see it. So I'll lock the patch. If I click on it, switches outlets. Okay, so right now it's coming out here. I'm going to unlock. I want to hook this up to the counter on the left. The right's going to go to the random. Now my button is going to route to the right inlet. A little bit unusual, but gates work a little bit differently. Left is the control, right is the message that gets passed through. Lock my patch, hit my space bar. Let's go into the counter and stop. Let's make this a little clearer. Option drag to select this. Let's move my gate up, and let's put buttons so you can see it's actually being done. Lock and now. Counter, random, counter, and spacebar to stop. Okay, so I've got a way to control the table. Go through sequentially, go through randomly, and now I want to make what could be a full-on arpeggiator. So I'm going to use my MIDI note control for the metro and the offset. And I'm going to go back and open that patch again with my metro automation, because I can always borrow. Let's get my note in. I want these things. Note in, strip note. I also want velocity to turn it on and off. I'm going to copy. I'm going to close it this time. I'm going to put it over here. Got to unlock the patch. I'm going to put it over here. And so this is my offset for my note on. I'm just going to go ahead and connect it, and while it's still selected, do Shift Command Y. Makes a nice segmented patch cord. And take this. So we're going to, let's move everything down a bit. That segment of the patch cord to match. Down. Line it up. So this is my pitch. This is my toggle control. Goes in. And now, lock. And I have an arpeggiator. Now I can do one more thing to make this even better. I'm going to unlock the patch. And Counter has a way of resetting okay, either on its next message or immediately. I'm just going to have it reset for its next message so that every time I get a note off, the counter will reset and start again at 0 when I get the next note on, when it gets the next bang. So to do that, I'm looking at this. It's going to be where I get my note off, or 0 velocity. And I need to do another select. Okay, so now, if that matches up, I'm going to get a bang. And it banged. My cursor was over it. Okay. So the bang doesn't do what I need it to do exactly. What I want is to send the 0. Okay. I can do this one of two ways. The clearest is to use a message object that has the value of 0. I don't need the bang because I'm getting the bang from select. And now this will, I can hook it into the third inlet, which sets the counter to number on next clock. Route it appropriately, kind of like it down here. And now, stop. It'll start at 0 again, even though it's at 2. So it always starts on the root because it's sending that 0 in. Now the other thing I can do, it's a little less clear. So I'm going to leave the message box there, but break this patch cord, is that I can take the output of the write. No, I can't. I can say if I get the zeros, but I can't predict what incoming message I would get. So I'm going to leave it just as a message. Change my mind on the fly. Should always follow the script. And so now it's an arpeggiator that always starts on the root whenever I play a note. Okay. And now this is a pretty useful thing because it doesn't have to be chords. Like I said, it could be fragments of melody, cycles to play, scale patterns, anything can be in this table. We have a useful performance device that we can control. So stopping there.